everyone.
My name is Hadiza Jordan. I'm the DC Board of Clean Rivers. I do outreach for Clean Rivers. And this is my colleague, Alan Adder. He is with the design builder team for the project I'm here to talk about, the Northeast Boundary Tunnel project. He does outreach with me. So you have in your hands two documents in the effort to keep it short and sweet. One gives you the background of the project. The Northeast Boundary Tunnel is a 5-mile long tunnel that will begin at the RFK Stadium, make its way up Mount Olivet, hit Rhode Island at about 10th Street, and then come down to 6th and R. It's an underground tunnel that's designed to address two issues. One is chronic flooding, which you experience here at Mount Olivet Mount Olivet near Capitol Street. And the other is, excuse me, I apologize, thank you. And the other is to address combined sewer overflows. That's when our waste and our rainwater are combined, and when the system can't handle it due to a rain event, a big rain event, it goes untreated into our waterways, the Anacostia River, Potomac River, and Rock Creek. So this project is about to begin. It's a large construction project, and we're about to begin construction work at Mount Olivet Road. There are two construction staging areas on Mount Olivet Road. One is at the DPW site, and the other is down at Capitol Avenue. And we're about to begin work at the DPW site. We're doing mobilization now, and that will continue, and then we will do construction right afterwards. And so what Outreach wants to do is make sure we fully engage the community on the project schedule, its impacts, and ways that we can work with the community to resolve or address some of those impacts as it moves forward. The different ways that we'll be engaging the community is, through door-to-door hangers that we will distribute to those that are directly adjacent to the construction. We have emails, we have a website, and the other thing that we have is on May, you'll see that on the second piece of paper on the back, one of our outreach events coming up is the construction kickoff meeting, which will be Thursday, May 3rd at the Trinidad Recreation Center. And that's to introduce you to the construction team, including the design builder, to give you full background on what the project is, the problem it's trying to solve, to talk about the schedule, and to answer any of the questions you have about what we're actually building. And then after that, we have what's called a tunnel forum. And that's our way of meeting with the residents on a monthly basis to talk about the project, update you on the schedule, and to listen to your concerns and see how we can address some of them. We'll be doing commuter outreach as well, because we understand that Mount Olivet Road is a major thoroughfare. And so we will be sending out information about detours for pedestrians when the sidewalk is closed, for motorists when we are taking lanes of the road, and for bicyclists as well. So my contact information is on each of these documents, the website as well. You could go to the website at dcwater.com/NEBT to get more information. We have kind of an ad hoc sign-in sheet if you'd like to put your number and your name and your email address, and we can add you to our database, and you can receive email updates about the project as well. So tomorrow, almost forgot, tomorrow we're doing what we call a community greet, and we will be on Mount Olivet Road from 2 to 5, and we'll be distributing the information that you have in your hands, the door hangers, making sure that parents at KIPP Charter School has the information about the project. We'll be going door to door to businesses as well, making sure that they have information that's about to begin. So that's it.
Okay.
Which campus? We have two.
The one on Mount Olivet, right across from the cemetery.
want to do the one on Hamilton too, because it's often not all of that.
Okay.
There's one in my SMD, and then there's one in Shropshire's SMD.
Okay. I'll let you get that from you right there.
Okay, perfect, thank
We
you.
want to make sure we get everything.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you for saying this.
Y'all, that is supposed to be on the agenda, not, I don't know where Ivy City, New York, that's next month.
Oh, okay.
But y'all, is anyone from y'all,
Uh,
that's what I have requested.
okay. I know you're enthusiastic. 2 minutes.
Travis Dredd Hughes, don't ask no question. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Chairman.
No,
Travis
no,
Dredd
one
Hughes,
second,
Committee
one
Outreach
second,
Coordinator.
1 second, no. If I have an agenda item on here, they should,
He's next.
he is on here as what?
Yes, the opioid.
Okay, my apologies, I thought he was an
At this point, I'm all right. Thank you, that's kind of a lot.
And I'm telling you, 2 minutes.
Peace, everybody, before I get up here. Travis Dredd Hughes, Committee Outreach Coordinator, Department of Behavioral Health. I want to talk to you about opioid heroin awareness campaign. I'm only going to give you some quick numbers, so stay with me. I have handouts. What opioids? Illegal drugs like heroin, legal drugs like morphine, fentanyl, common prescription painkillers like codeine, hydrocodone, oxycodone. I'm going to give you some on the national, and I'm going straight to DC. National, 91 people die each day from opioid misuse. 64,000 overdose deaths in 2016. 1 million overdosed, but it was 64,000 that died. Leading causes of death, people under 50 years old. Every 25 minutes, a baby is born addicted to opioids. Now I'm going straight to DC. Profile of the heroin user in DC. 88% using more than 10 years, 59% more than 25 years, 22% more than 40 years, 89% 40 years old, 58% 50 years old. There's a big spike from 2014 to 2017. In 2014, there was only 83 deaths from heroin and opioids. In 2017, 264 deaths. That's a 178% increase. You get around, stay with me. What are we going to do to combat the epidemic? We're expanding access to Narcan. We're linking people to Medicaid-assisted treatment and other treatment support services. Conducting harm reduction activities, needle exchange, hepatitis C testing, and HIV. Promoting prescription drug misuse prevention, social media campaigns. We're going to educate users about Narcan or naloxone to reverse opioid overdose. Connect users to treatment and support. Raise awareness among residents. Ward emphasis 5, 7, and 8. 5, 7, and 8. Inform residents of the steps to save lives and combat opioid epidemic. Target audience, African American heroin users between 40 and 69. DC residents with emphasis in 5, 7, and 8. Secondary, healthcare and needle exchange providers, community-based organization partners. That's who we're going to be using. Main findings, many users began using 30 to 40 years ago with friends. Scare tactics don't work. Most users are looking for the next best high. Fentanyl, that's what's killing them. It only take a pinhead of fentanyl with some good dope and you're through booking. Former and current opioid users express strong interest in learning more about naloxone because you know what? They want to get high as they can and have somebody sitting by them and hit it. This is an example of what it looks like, a spray. Just one up the nose. They hate to see this coming. Quick story and I'm done. Guy was laying down. Couldn't get him up. Called 911. He still wouldn't get up. They whipped this out. He sits straight up. You know why? Because one shot of this, he won't feel the drug for 30 hours. He couldn't do that. So he sit up and got it right. I'll close with that. But on your last page of this, we have our access helpline where you get all the answers you want besides me. Those that didn't get handouts, I got plenty. Thank you very much.
He's also going to be at our next joint district meeting on April the 19th, next Thursday. and he'll have more time.
Right, and I welcome myself to all you commissioners, okay, to come out and speak a little bit slower. And I'm certified addiction counselor, so,
Of course you are.
yeah, pre-contemplate the stage that guy was in.
Commissioner Lewis.
I don't have a question.
No, you're next.
You're next.
Okay, so Ivy City, New York Avenue wasn't supposed to be on
Well,
here.
no, just tell me, because I.
No, I'm not supposed to do a presentation. I'm trying to see if Gallaudet is here. They're the ones who requested to be on the agenda. Is there anyone here from Gallaudet tonight?
Okay.
Okay, we can pass.
All right, Commissioner Lewis, Commissioner Bud, you got anything about, BZA, anything coming up?
Well, we have several BZA projects coming up on, one huge one coming up on Neal Street, 1600 block. We have one coming up on Staples Street. There's one at 1241 Moore Street. All of these, except for 1241 Moore Street, need to come to the single member district, which will probably be at our next single member district on April 19th, here at Joker. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Buzz. Commissioner Lewis, though, on those projects that are for May the 8th, are you gonna have a single member district meeting about those items?
Yes, I will.
What's the date?
It's not set yet.
Okay. All right,
But you did get an offer to meet with the developer, if that's what if you want additional information, you can schedule your own meeting. I don't come to you guys. It's just a lot of
Commissioner,
intimidation.
I'm sorry for saying that, but in your ears, Charlotte.
Yeah,
We don't have people.
please don't insult your colleagues.
He does it every meeting.
Next on the list is, it is 8:24. You had an announcement.
Yes, I'm Nancy Lyons, I'm with the Department of Public Works. I'm one of Commissioner
1 minute.
Peterson's favorite people. I coordinate the Murals DC project, and Murals DC is graffiti prevention project for those buildings that have a lot of tagging and graffiti on their building. 2 buildings in this area, the WC Jenks building, 1101 Road, I believe, and then also the 910 Bladensburg Road, which is the area that has a mural already. They've asked to actually be included in the program. That is the Mother Ruckers Sandwich Shop. Anyway, they've asked to be a part of the program. We don't know if we're going to be doing a mural on those buildings, but we do invite you as much as possible. We like to have some of the energy of the community, the history of the community. We like our murals to tell a story about DC that's been here. So if you have any input or feedback or anything about the neighborhood that you would like to share, I've passed out the flyers and the information is right there.
Right, while she's passing it out, Commissioner reports, 5D01,
I passed my residence.
5D02,
April 19th, joint single member district meeting at Joco, Thursday, 7 p.m. Please come.
thank you. We'll be there joint as Bugs.
It's the Trinidad.
Trinidad.
SMB.
I was gonna call it, yeah, okay. 5D03 is not here, 5D04.
I'd like to announce that, Carpenters had a Easter, program for the kids. On March the 31st, the kids had a ball, they had Easter baskets, they had giveaways, hot dogs, popcorn, face painting, and everything. And this took place at the Patsy Hartfield Center. That's why I'm hoping that the commissioners would, grant and vote on the grant for that, center, because we really need that for the kids in the area. And in spite of the past, or what the other ANC commissioner did with the money, you can't take it out on, the new. Whatever happened in the past needs to stay in the past. This is
Commissioner
the-
Henderson.
Yes, I request, at my request, DPW cleaned the entire ANC5D05 and a portion of ANC5D03. They towed cars. It is my understanding from Deputy Mayor Donahue that Mr. Gaines, Lionel Gaines, you and your colleague will be carrying out those requests repeatedly. So I expect for you to continue to communicate with me, and thank you so far. We've been having illegal dumping, we had a shooting, we had a homicide on Friday. After the streets were thoroughly cleaned, we had a situation where individuals that don't live in our community basically had a party on the sidewalk. And as they had a party with food, liquor bottles, and one of the officers says, you know, if we had some type of legislation, not a loitering law, because Ms. Sislo was very quick to point out about the Supreme Court saying that a no loitering law is unconstitutional. But I've asked the DC Council, I've requested a meeting with Chairman Allen to draft some legislation to give the police the opportunity to address people that basically come into the neighborhood after we're all sleeping, party, and then start shooting. That's absolutely just out of control. I had a very effective meeting with Commander Fitzgerald. I have regular meetings with him, and we can expect some arrests in a number of matters in the Carver-Langston Terrace area and Trinidad, and actually your area, Commissioner Lewis, shortly. We're having a walk, we're having a safety walk with the police tomorrow at 7 p.m. We are going to convene at 21st and 8th Street Northeast, and certainly you're welcome to come. Thank you.
Okay, police already invited us to that. Commit 5
Well, I'm inviting you again, okay?
5P06.
I want to thank Inspector Justin for handling the dumping that actually occurs on a regular and recurring basis directly behind my house. I just put a new camera in my backyard, and I wish I could put it up high enough so I can get the people who are really actually doing the dumping. I just don't know where to place the camera. But thanks a lot for cleaning that mess up. You know, I can't even, I couldn't park in my yard like I want to. So thank you very much. And yeah, I hope you all come to the single member district on April 19th. There will be some developers there talking about the projects that they want to, they're proposing on Neal Street, Staples Street, and again on Moore Street. That's it, thank you.
It's 8:30. Commissioner Lewis just told us about the room. I'm gonna check it out. Maybe.
I sent an email last
I know.
night.
I said you just
wasn't
gave the
just.
keys. I saw the email. You just informed me that it's a meeting space now. But I think we should try and have a little open house and since we all have keys. I'll be available after April 17th. You can walk over, drive over, whatever way you want to go over and check it out. Wish I'd known Sunday when I was in Trader Joe's that I could check it out.
You should read your emails.
I read my email, Commissioner. I just didn't have
Read
a
it
key.
again.
Okay, well, thank you. It's 8:30.
It's 8:30.
It's 8:30 and we're out of here. Move to adjourn for this adjournment.
I second.
No, right, your face says it all. Don't it say it all?